the news yesterday. It just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. That Call of Duty, Activision made the decision to pull Nickmercs' skin and bundle off the game. You know, champs, just imagine. He's one of us. He's one of us streamers, right? To get your own skin and bundle and that whole collaboration on the biggest shooter franchise out there and be one of the first to do it in Call of Duty, that's such a massive accomplishment, you know? And he worked hard, years and years, built a nice community. He's a great representation of a streamer gaming, you know? And just like that, he made it, got it in there, and they pulled it down. That's a fucking tough one, man. That's a tough one. For what again? So what we got to do is uninstall the game.
How you doing? This is Black Shy Guy here. Welcome to another episode of Shy Town. And I really am tired today, but I had to jump on my podcast. I had to get this episode out because this episode is going to hit on something really important, something I really struggled to see if I would actually talk about this on my podcast and to also insert the episode onto my YouTube, and I think I will, because as you may know, YouTube is censoring a lot of people when it comes to talking about a certain topic, and that topic is transgenderism, and there's a reason they're doing it, but I'm not even gonna get to that part of the discussion because I'm gonna need more time to discuss that type of discussion. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to dive deep into that one, and it requires a lot of patience because you know for a fact that you're gonna start getting DMs from people who may not, actually agree with you, or you're gonna get also messages that of support. But you're also going to get ignorant messages that people may, not that they don't agree with you, is that they just don't want to hear the fact that you're not down with whatever cause they believe in. And they're not willing to live and let live, despite the fact that we have a difference of opinion. They don't want us to live for the simple fact that there is that difference of opinion. And that's the world we're living in right now. So before I get into the discussion that I'm about to get into, which revolves around a certain gamer that was punished for what he said, make sure you get your drink. You know what I mean? Make sure it's a glass of water. No alcoholic drink or beverages, especially after we have this discussion. You're not gonna need that. You know what I mean? You're gonna need to stay focused because obviously Chi-Town today is touching on a certain topic that is very serious, and it evolves around our kids. You know what I mean? Because I have a daughter. For those who've been listening to me for a while, you guys know I have a daughter, and she's 14, and I love her very much, and for some odd reason. And I don't know if you guys I don't know if you caught the Andrew Tate stream today. It was a very interesting stream and a very dangerous stream, let me add. You know what I mean? For the simple fact that a lot of things were said on that stream that can put him in danger. You know what I mean? And it's real talk, can actually put him in danger. And a situation like that is very it the fact that he streamed and said everything he had to say on that stream, which touched on a lot of topics dealing with the government and what's going on. I give him kudos for that because, man, you're a brave dude. He's a brave dude. Andrew Tate is a brave dude to be able to actually have the heart to come out and say everything he said. Because if you don't think the government is behind situations of disappearances and all of that, then I don't know what to tell you. Because I just don't know what to tell you. But we're not even gonna touch on Andrew Tate's interview today, so let's not even dive into that. What we're gonna touch on is a gamer by the name of Nickmercs, right? Nickmercs. And he's a famous Twitch streamer, millions and millions of followers. He's basically at the level of Dr. Disrespect, Tim the Tapman, Hal, who streams Apex Legends, and even Shroud. He's at their level. Those are all the streamers that are the highest of levels when it comes to audience. And he said something that really angered a lot of folks, okay? He said something that really, really angered a lot of folks. But when you really think about what he said, and you think about the people that are angry about what he said, you start thinking about where have we gone wrong? Why? How have we dived in to be in this type of position? How did we go so far left? You know what I mean? Like, when in the world did we start not caring about parents who want to protect their kids? When did we start trying to tell parents that you don't have a say-so in what the school or the certain governments or whatever want to say to your kids? When did the parents lose the right to tell anyone? When did the parents lose the right to tell anyone that what you say to my kid has to go through me first to see if I approve? And if I approve, then you can speak to my kid about it. But if not, you're not allowed to speak to my kid about it. I want to hold that responsibility. When did that become a crime? When did that become such a crime that even big tech is against people or employees or parents saying that? When in the world did the planet Earth start rotating in such a way that so many people have lost their minds? When did the protection of kids become less and less important? Listen, there was a situation that happened, okay? Situation that happened over Glendale. The Glendale CA scoreboard meeting, there was a brawl. A big brawl, all right? This brawl was out of control. I mean, so many people got arrested, but the majority of people that got arrested were not the people who were protecting their kids, but the vice versa that got arrested. You know? And what transpired there were parents being really upset of the school talking to their kids about transgenderism and about Pride Month and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? The parents is like, we want that responsibility. We want to be able to tell our kids about that situation, about that livelihood. If they choose to live that life, then they should wait to see if they can make a better decision about, you know, changing their gender. So a brawl ensued. Fists and everything were thrown. People were arrested. And like I said, a certain gamer by the name of Nickmercs said something that for some reason made the internet blow up. Right? So somebody by the name of MLG Puckett, right, a gamer, said, this happened 4 blocks from my Overwatch League apartment. Americans are in a sad place right now. Let people love who they love and live your own life. Correct? That's what MLG Puckett said. So Nickmercs followed with a statement of his own. Nickmercs simply stated that they should leave little children alone. That's the real issue. Once again, let me repeat. Nickmercs stated they should leave little children alone. That's the real issue. After that, the world got set on fire by Nickmercs, okay? The world was set ablaze. And he simply stated he didn't mean to upset anyone. He's a brand new father with a child, and he wants to protect his child because his child is the future. And he does not want his child to be told anything that he wants the responsibility for. He wants to be able to tell his kid about transgenderism or that type of livelihood, whatever the case may be when it comes to that. He wants to be the one to tell his child about that, to talk to his child about that. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with a parent wanting the responsibility to talk to their children about a serious situation like that? A situation that if they choose wrong, and when I say choose wrong, because a lot of kids don't have the mental fortitude at that age to make such a drastic decision like that as to change their gender and not be hurt by it later down in the future and recognize that they made a drastic mistake which alters their life for the rest of their lives. What is wrong with a parent wanting that responsibility to speak to their children about that? How can someone, and some of these people, I'm going to tell you, some of these people don't have kids of their own, but they believe they should have the right, or they believe that the school should have the right to talk to your kid about something that you want to talk to them about. It boggles my mind, the stupidity of America right now. It does. It does. And it's crazy that corporations are bending the knee to this type of situation, that they'll go to the great length to penalize an employer or penalize and remove a sponsorship from someone because the difference of opinion. You would think that a company will honor the fact that the parent wants to have that responsibility, that ownership to tell their children about something as important as that. That they want that responsibility. They want that ownership. They don't want no one else to have that responsibility of telling the children about it because they may word it wrong or whatever the case may be, but they want that responsibility. What do corporations in America want parents to do? Just leave their kid in the hands of school teachers that probably don't know what the hell they're talking about and probably don't know how to explain things as good as they would have explained it? They want parents to just step back and let other people raise their kids and make drastic decisions upon their kids that will affect their parents' livelihood as well? When have we dived so far left in this country? I do not get where we are. I do not get it. I just don't get where we are right now. It pains me. It really does pain me to see where we are right now. When did we go so far left? When did the protection of our own children not become important? That we can just throw it to the side and put the lives of our children in other people's hands that we don't know. You want us to trust our kids to people we don't know. Yes, they're our kids' teacher, but we don't know them. We don't personally know them. But you want us to have them talk to our kids about a situation like that. And for the people to not believe that the kids should be allowed to talk to teachers or anyone should be allowed to talk to your kids about something as important as that. If you don't have a kid, shut up. Shut the hell up. If you don't have a kid of your own. And if you do have a kid of your own and you want other people to talk to your kids about something as important as that, then that's you. Live your life. But don't tell me how to raise my own child. Don't tell no one else who wants that sole responsibility to talk to their kid how to raise their child. This country is in a state that I have thought I would never see it in. If you would have told me this 20 years ago that, hey, school will be talking to kids about changing their gender and etc., I would be like, I don't know what Mandalorian vehicle you came out of, but I insist that you head your ass back into the future. You heard me? Because it just boggles my mind. I can't even compound the words to express my feelings right now. This is what Nickmercs said after he was punished by Activision, the people who made Call of Duty Warzone, who removed his skin from the game, and among other things they did to him. This is what Nickmercs said after people begged him to apologize. You know, some ignorant people told him to apologize. That what you said was so terrible. It was so terrible. Ridiculous.
Some 30 wins. Keep it fucking moving, man. All right. I'll say this. I saw a tweet, and I didn't like what I was seeing, man. Okay, I saw parents brawling in front of a fucking school with kids. I just didn't fucking like it. You know, I'm sure a lot of you guys can understand how that video would piss some people off. It pissed me off. Okay. Now, I mean, full transparency. You know, how do I put this? I'm going to be very, very careful here. I don't want to piss anybody off. I'm making a lot of people mad. Wasn't my intention. I mean, listen, My wife and I just had a baby. Brand new father. You know, we seeing these kinds of videos. It's sad, you know. But her and I agree that we want to be the ones to talk to our kid about things like that. I'm trying to keep it really simple, just so we don't have to get too crazy about it, because there's nothing to get crazy about. It's just it really is that simple.
That's what he said, and he apologized to Puckett, who basically started off by saying what he said, but then Nickmerc's response to Puckett's post was the fact that they should leave the kids alone. Let's think about this for a moment, okay? Let's think about this for a moment. Would you have ever thought 20 years ago, and I'm talking to my 70s and 80s babies right now, would you have thought 20 years ago that people will be punished, corporations will punish employees if they have a different opinion when it comes to transgender, and then when it comes to that type of livelihood? So you can't simply disagree with the livelihood. Doesn't mean you hate the people or whatever the case may be. Doesn't mean you hate them. You just don't vibe with that livelihood, and you're, hey, God bless you guys or whatever, but it's just not me, okay? And I just don't want my child also not to be pushed to make a decision that she or he may not be ready for. A decision that can alter their lives forever, especially if and when they start to regret it. Because the minute they regret it, it's almost no turning back. It's almost no turning back. Especially when you're a guy and you go that route. It's going to be hard to get those hormones back. It's going to be hard. I'm not saying at all that the kids should not be spoken to. What I'm saying is the kids' parents should be the ones to speak to them about that. The kids are there to learn math, social studies, science, gym etiquettes. That's what the kids are there for, to learn music, to learn how to type. When did the teachers start being counselors and starting to talk to kids about life-changing decisions like that? Stay out of people's lives, man. Those kids' lives are not your own after they leave the school. They go back to the parents. The parents are the ones who have to deal with the kids if they make that life-altering change. You're going to go home to your own family. I don't understand where this world has. When did this world change like this? I needed to speak about this, guys. It was in my head. I couldn't get it out. I needed to speak about this because this situation is very important. And if you're a kid listening to this, I'm going to say this. If you have thoughts about a situation that involves your gender, speak to your parents. They love you. Speak to your parents. Speak to no one else. Speak to your parents. Talk to them about it. See what they say. They'll sympathize with you, and hopefully you'll sympathize with them, because obviously they may have rebuttals towards your decision or decision that you want to make. Just talk about it. Be patient with it also. Sit on it. Think about it. And for anyone who has kids listening to this, Don't allow anyone to alter your kid's life without your consent. You're the parent. You're the protector. You're the lion or lioness. You're the leader of the pride. Protect your kids. Because in this day and age, it's obvious they can't protect themselves. This is Black Shy Guy. I'm out of here. Peace.
Arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim of a suicidal maniac.